what's up YouTube? Welcome to today's video where we are actually going to reveal the secret of the best money making method in the league. I said money a lot of times because this method is actually insanely profitable. It is more profitable than ever before, and it helps out a lot of players. So if you ever feel like you're in a giving mood and you want to help out the community while also making buttloads of money at the same time, you can become a 5-way carry. Now, a lot of people probably already knew about this just by reading the title because everyone already knows the best money-making method in the game that involves playing the game. And I don't know, some people don't characterize 5 ways as actually playing the game, is 5-way carry. So TLDR, what exactly is a 5-way carry build? You pretty much do the Timeless Legion domain, and those are the sets that you get from Legion. And then you invite 5 people and you have a 5-way together with the 5 people. Well, it's not really about the 5 people. It is more that there's 5 different Legion generals. But while you're having the 5-way with these people, you can pretty much be AFK. You don't even need to be there. So this is me from the stream last night. I was leveling up my champion a little bit more. And you can see I'm not even there. I'm actually a ghost. And I'm still alive. I'm just standing there. So you can go for AFK for 5 minutes. And then you can come back and you should be higher level than before. And this probably takes like the whole process like 4 hours or so to get from like 96 to 100 or something like that, or maybe a little bit longer. I'm not too sure, but it is incredibly fast. It's part of the reason why someone says they're level 100. You don't really think that is that impressive anymore, especially in softcore trade, because if someone's a level 100, that probably means they just spent a lot of money on 5-ways, and that is definitely the case for me. So why make this video? The video is to enlighten anyone who wants to have any goals in life and trying to become really rich, but they don't really know what to do, but they're actually okay with doing the more mundane things in life. Then you can become a 5-way carry. Now, 5-way carries have always been the best money-making method, but something that actually happened this league to make it even better than before is this. So if you actually go to the Timeless Jewel Calculator, so nowadays, people know exactly what are the best timeless jewels, and they can actually search up the jewels and be able to find the perfect one that they need. If you want to see more info about this, click on my YouTube link, and then you can find the timeless jewel video. But basically what this means is that you're able to sell jewels for a lot cheaper or a lot more than before. And another thing that happened this league is you actually cannot divine the jewel. And this makes a big difference because people aren't able to just spam divine and find the jewel that they want. So they have to pretty much buy a jewel that they already know exists with the perfect seed for them. So what this means is that when you do the 5-way carry, you can pretty much dump all of your jewels into a sell tab. You can put this at 5 divines or 3 divines or whatever. So what you do is you allow the market to price the jewel for you. And if you started super high, say you started at like 10 divines, I've had many sales when I was doing 5-way carries where I sold some jewels for 10 divines. And it was a huge source of profit that didn't really exist in the past. And that's pretty much because the Timeless Jewel code is finally solved. Now, 5-way sets are actually a little bit cheaper than usual, but the price of 5-way carries are more expensive than ever, and that potent combination allows for 5-way to maintain its throne as the best money-making method hands down in the game. Now, in order to understand how much money this method makes, it is best to look at the input costs and then look at what you actually get out of it. So input costs are basically how much do the sets actually cost and where do you actually buy the sets. So if you want to buy the sets, the best way to buy it is through TFT. You could also technically buy it through the trade website if you group it to buy all sellers. And right here, you can see want to sell sets. And this is in the TFT section under Kalandra Softcore Bulk want to sell. A lot of people think that, oh, TFT is not really needed anymore. But with how bad the current trade system is, TFT is as important as ever. It is much easier to buy sets through TFT than anything else. So you can see here, holy moly, this guy has a lot of 5-way sets, right? So you can see here, they're pretty consistent in price. Most people charge 0.5 divines each. Very, very simple, very, very cheap. Now, if you go look at the output cost, and this is where the magic happens, and if you actually are looking to buy a 5-way carry, and I do think buying a 5-way carry is an incredibly good use of your money. So this is known as a symbiotic relationship. Both sides greatly benefit from this encounter. Passive skill points are one of the best ways to actually gain character power. And if you never really level up because you're, say, die all the time, or because you're bad at the game, or because you're doing bossing or some other content, having those passive skill points are the biggest increase in player power that you can possibly buy with your divines, especially if you know you're never going to level up again. So if you buy this, it will be a very, very good use of your money. Now, these runs are pretty expensive. They're 2.5 divines, roughly to 5 runs. And you can see here, it is in the 5-way hosting section of Calandra Softcore Services. So right here, 2.5 divines per 5 runs. And then this one here is 5 divide per 10 runs. Now, you might be wondering, why do some people do 10 runs? And the reason why people do 10 runs is because you have less downtime in trying to find a new group. And the less downtime you have, the more time you'll be making money. So roughly 5 divines for 10 runs. And a lot of this also depends on how many kills you get and what your rank is on TFT. You can see some people will try to undercharge it because their rank is lower on TFT. So this guy's doing 1 div for 2 runs. So actually that's not really lower, but so basically when you do the 5-way, you can be a resetter or a bot or client. So what the resetter does is they run in and out of the circle, resetting the mobs that spawn in the 5-way. And because this means that you can't actually go fully AFK, this means that you will be paying less. A lot of times the people offer it for free. Some people offer a 0.5 divine discount. Some people offer a half discount. And it really just depends on the person. So if you can look right here, 1 div per client per 2 runs. So some people, let's see here. 90C resetter or bot equals free. And a lot of people just do or bot or reset equals free because it's really not fun really resetting because you're literally doing the same thing as the person doing a 5-way carry, except you're not really getting paid for it by that much. So what this means is that you'll probably receive around 20 to 25 divines for 10 runs, depending on how much the or bot or resetter pays. So if you get 5 divines for 10 runs, you have 4 people that are clients and 1 person that's the or bot. That means it's 20 to 25 divines. Now, in addition to the output, you'll also be able to make a lot of currency from leveling up gems in your offhand. So you can get one of these bows over here with 6 white sockets and then 3 reds on the quiver and be leveling up 9 gems at the same time. In addition, you can also be leveling up 4 or 8 or 10 gems on your actual gear because you don't really need that many gem sockets or jewel sockets for the build. Now, the build that's being played is actually Kinetic Blast. And I will be making another video after this about the 5-way carry build just for anyone wondering how you can actually do this sort of service. Now, in addition to the jewels, you'll also get some timeless jewels that can sell for a bunch. And you can also get a bunch of incubators. So you can see here, these are still all my jewels that I had from doing 5-ways in the past. And this actually seems like a great way for GGG to sell stash tabs. So maybe that's why they never nerfed 5-ways. But these are the main outputs you get. You get the feed from the run. You get the currency from leveling up gems in your offhand, and then you get the timeless jewels to sell, and then you also get incubators, and you get some random uniques every once in a while, or currency drops that could be worth something. Now, this is the part that everyone wants to know is how profitable is this? So each run lasts around 5 minutes, and you can do around 10 runs in an hour. So that means that the cost of 10 sets to run these 10 runs will cost you 5 divines, and the fee from running 10 sets, as we saw earlier, is 20 to 25 divines. So if you do some basic math, you do 10 sets in an hour, you minus the revenue minus the cost, 20 to 25 minus 5. That means you make around 15 to 20 divines per hour. This doesn't even factor into the fact that you're leveling up gems and you're selling timeless jewels. And some of these timeless jewels could go for an insane amount. Like I said in the past, I've sold multiple timeless jewels for 10 plus divines. I think the best one I sold was around 25, 30 divines. And it was a quad rarity jewel for magic finders. So you can see here, this is me leveling up the gems. And this profit margin is completely real. And that's probably why I actually wanted to put this in the video, is because the fee makes it very, very easy to calculate exactly what you'll be getting. And there's no input cost to really mess it up. A lot of times if you release a currency per hour strategy, the inputs will get wildly expensive. But in this case, it is very unlikely that Legion sets will get that much more expensive even after this video. So that's why 20 to 25 divines per hour is a perfectly legitimate estimate. Now, the nice part about 20 to 25 divines per hour is not only is it incredibly high, it is also incredibly high in relation to the other currency methods we currently have. So if you go on YouTube and you try to look for a strategy, almost every single strategy you will find will be 5 to 6 divines per hour at best, and it's really hard to find anything else. So this method is pretty much really profitable because it is an incredibly boring playstyle. If you ever watch anyone doing it, they're literally running around in a circle over and over again for an hour or standing still and shooting in a circle over and over again. In addition, a lot of people may want to do it because they don't really mind the mundane playstyle, or they really like the amount of currency it brings in. The bigger problem is that it actually costs a lot of money to run this character at the start. You need a pretty good wand, you need a pretty good Omni, or you need Omni more or less. And most importantly, you need Headhunter. And Headhunter actually makes a huge difference. There's no real replacement for this. You can't be using Inspire Learnings or something. And if you don't have a Headhunter, which is around, I think currently 150 divines or more, 150, then you can't really do the method. And like in all things in PoE, stuff makes money if it's boring to do or if it costs a lot to get started. So if you consider sextant rolling, that's really boring, so people hate it. Rolling flash is also really boring, but it's really profitable. And then there's super juice mapping, which used to be profitable because people couldn't really invest that much into their build or into the mapping materials to do it. So that's why this method is so profitable, because it is just straight up boring and it has a high cost of entry. So overall, if you want to be like this person right here, and this is pretty much what I looked like when I was doing 5 ways, my hand on my head, just thinking about, why am I even doing this? This is not really fun. Am I really having fun playing this video game? And that is a question I ask myself a lot when I play PoE nowadays, but streaming it has made it a lot more fun. But if you hate your life, then you can really do 5 ways. It is a very, very good money-making method. And even if you don't hate your life and you do have access to the gear and you just want some quick divines in order to afford your next build, sometimes it's best to just bite the bullet, right? You do it for 4 hours, you make 100 divines, and then you're ready to play your new build. And this is definitely the most profitable I think 5 ways have ever been, due to the timeless jewels having higher value than usual because of the timeless jewel calculator. And this is by far the highest divine strategy per hour in the game, and even higher if you consider relative to the other currency money-making methods available. And the big question this begs is, will 5 ways ever get nerfed? And this is a thing that's kind of contentious. I know a lot of people have told me in the past that if they ever got 5 ways nerfed, they would quit the game, which is kind of crazy. A lot of people really dislike the leveling process of characters from level 70 to 90, and this literally fast forwards the leveling process from level 70 to 95 and makes it a 1-hour affair. And whether that is good for the health of the game, a lot of people do not like playing the character in a weakened state. They want to just put on all the gear and be ready to blast. So let me know down in the comments below if you would ever do the strategy, and if you actually think 5 ways should deserve to be nerfed to make level 100 actually meaningful. But in the end, even if 5 ways are nerfed, people will still do pure Chalula Breach rotations. But that's just even more annoying because you can't actually go AFK. You have to actually follow the person. But thanks for watching, everyone. Let me know down in the comments below if you'll do this method and if you think it is actually worth doing it. But thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you find more mirrors, exalted orbs, and mage bloods and divines than me. And see you next time. Bye.